Yo, how's it going, everybody? It's Macklin Gaming, and welcome to a new generation of Nintendo gaming. Yesterday, I picked up the Nintendo Switch 2 console at Target. It was kind of ridiculous because I had a pre-order. I'm going to tell you all about that and like what happened with the store, but it was a chill time for sure. It was just exciting to have the midnight release, so to speak. You know, there were midnight releases with Best Buy and GameStop, and it sounded like there were people lining up and it was a good time. I'm just glad those are back. You know, I did an early morning release, but we still had to wait in line before the store opened up. So I'll tell you guys the story about how I picked up my console, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about the games I've tried out. I've tried a few games like the newest Switch 2 game, launch game, Mario Kart World, and I've tried some Switch 1 games that have run with updates on the Switch 2. So let's get into it. All right, so I had a pre-order at Target, right, to pick up the Switch 2, or to have it shipped to me. And the long story short of it was they did not ship it. It was still waiting, and they're like estimated June 11th. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna wait till June 11th, like almost a week after launch. Like I had to be there day one to pick this up. So I went to Target. I drove there at 4:30 a.m., got there at 4:50 a.m. and I look over and there's one other guy there. So I was there second. Some other dude beat me there. He was there at 4:30. So like 20 minutes earlier. So I chatted to him about that. And then like another guy showed up at 6. Then like some grandma showed up at like 6:30. She was funny. She was picking up the Switch 2 for her grandson, and it was her grandson's birthday party. So we were just like, man, you're going to be a legendary grandma. Like this is the best gift ever. You know, she was a funny character too. So we started to get a little crowd going, you know, and then as we got closer, you know, this Target opened up at 8 a.m. As we got closer to like 7 a.m., there was a line of like 10 to 20 people. So it wasn't huge by any means. We were actually shocked about how small our store's line was, you know. In the end, there were about like 20 people there. So the store had 90 units of Switch 2, and we didn't even have that big of a crowd. So it was easy, guaranteed Switch 2 on release day. So I walked in, got mine second, you know, picked up the Mario Kart bundle. I've already opened the box. I'm not going to do like a great unboxing, but I can show you what we get inside. You know, we get the beautiful Switch 2 itself. Now, when people said it's, you know, slightly bigger than the Switch 1, it's kind of like significantly bigger in the hands. It feels great though. Like I love the feeling of this in my hands. I feel like for a kid, it would be probably a little too big, but you know, it's like getting close to a Steam Deck here. But it's beautiful. You know, I've played it already. I've used it in handheld. The LCD screen is amazing. So like I miss the OLED, but not that much. You know, it's got HDR in there, so it does look nice. It also comes with the new dock, which has the built-in fan in the back. It's like a little bit more chunkier and powerful because it's got to keep the system cool. It's got some USB ports, you know, and you plug in the HDMI cord and the power cord back there. So it really does its job to bring the console from a 1080p screen in your hand to like 1440p or even 4K on the TV. So that's crazy to be playing, you know, Pokemon and Zelda at like 1440p 60. It's beautiful to have these games in the new current generation, like PS5, Xbox Series X level. And not super interesting, but it comes with the new power cable. I thought I'd show it off because it's much different, you know. The power box is like smaller, but obviously more powerful. And the cord is thinner than the original Switch charger. It's thinner, but it's still USB-C and, you know, hopefully pretty reliable and durable. The Joy-Cons have this button that releases them, and really the magnet like attachment system is genius. I've never used anything like this. It's really like strong and sturdy. These are the new Joy-Cons. They're bigger. They feel like nicer, more premium. There's weight to them, you know. So for my hand size, which is pretty average, maybe a little bit big or like longer fingers, the Joy-Con 2s feel great, and you snap them back in and it's super satisfying. It really makes that sound, you know. So you also get the Joy-Con straps, but they're in the box. I'm not going to take them out. You get the little code for Mario Kart World and like a little instruction manual. And you also get like that little holder for the Joy-Cons that makes it into a controller. but I'm just gonna use my Pro Controller most of the time because yes, Pro Controller 1, the original Pro Controller does work on the Switch 2, which is amazing. So then I had to do a system transfer with my OLED Switch that had all of my save data and game data on it. So it prompts you to like go through this process of getting this system transfer. And I was like, I don't know, should I do it? It seemed like sketchy, but no, it was safe and secure and it actually worked out. Now it's like, all of my save data and all my game data transferred to my new Switch 2 console. So that was pretty cool. One game I did want to start over, and that was Pokemon Scarlet. So that was one of the first games I tried out. Pokemon Scarlet, pop that in, and oh my gosh, like I want to start straight off the bat with the most transformative experience because this game went from being a laughingstock on the Switch 1. This game was running at 20 something FPS. It was jittering, it was stuttering, like when you would load new areas of the open world as you just traversed, the world. And now I'm playing it. It is a locked 60 frames. It's incredible. Like I get really like into this stuff like frame rate, and I have an eye for it now. I don't know if you guys do, but like if you do, you play Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2, it is a transformative game, like from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2. I had to really look and see if there was any hitching when you would traverse like a new part of the open world, and I found like maybe the slightest 1 FPS dip. So is it a flawless 60 FPS? Pretty much, like maybe not technically, but really if you're just gonna sit there and play it, look at the TV screen, yes, it is the smoothest 60. And like that is the biggest thing about it is I used to play Violet in handheld mode mostly because it was such a janky game. I didn't want to blow that up on a TV screen in like 720 resolution with 30 FPS that's dipping and hitching all the time. But now you can play Scarlet and Violet on the TV and it's smooth 60. It's like an updated new generation game. It's incredible. So for everyone out there that was making fun of Game Freak, oh, Game Freak's trash, Pokemon sucks. Well, look, the game was just stuck behind bad hardware, stuck on bad hardware. And now it's on great hardware with the power of NVIDIA's new custom chip, new GPU that's inside the Switch 2. I mean, it makes Scarlet and Violet an amazing game to play. So I can't wait to see all the haters change their mind, flip a 180 on this game, because really, like, what else can you say? Like, even people at IGN, I remember just making fun of every time they brought up Scarlet and Violet. It was just, let's rip on it. Like, who's laughing now? Suck it. So then I had to check out Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I had to buy the $10 upgrade for this game, which for me is fine. Zelda is, one of my top franchises ever. I've got a Zelda tattoo on my back. I'd show you it, but it's on my back. So it's not on my arm like the Skyrim one, but Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, same deal here as Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. You get the update, you pop it in, it's a locked 60 frames, even with the Ultra Hand out, which Ultra Hand mode would tank the FPS into the 20s and stuff on the Switch 1. It's beautiful. It's incredible. Like, if you have an eye for frame rate, this is such a huge upgrade. And the Switch 2 is so strong with NVIDIA's new chip that it really enhances so many games, not just these main games that I've been playing, but also a lot of like old third-party ports to the Switch that kind of ran like crap. Again, they're now going to be locked at 30 or 60, whatever the game's developers like set the frame rate cap to. It's just, everything is beautiful on the Switch 2. It's crazy. And as far as the first true Nintendo Switch 2 game, Mario Kart World, it's a blast. I fired it up. I'd say like I'm not a big Mario Kart player like I used to as a kid, all the time with my friends, of course. So I know how to play. And I started playing. I played a Grand Prix and I won like first place. It's an easy game to just pick up and play. I did 150cc, and I won like 3 out of the 4 races right off the bat. It's an easy game, but it's so fun. Like, it's great to traverse the open world. I haven't found out much to do in the free roam yet. I just kind of got stuck in this beginning area, and I was like, I'm gonna play a few more races to get my character into the like middle of the map and then try and drive around. But it's all beautifully connected. It's what you'd expect, open world Mario Kart. I'm hoping to see more like Forza Horizon free roam stuff, like instead of it just being kind of like nothing to do but drive around. I'm hoping there's like activities or people to talk to as you're driving around. I haven't played enough to find that out, but what I have played, I've really enjoyed from Mario Kart World. So really, this has been a blast. It's only been a day. I just want to get a video out so you guys know what I'm up to. You know, I'm just going to play a lot of Nintendo Switch 2 today. Try out some other games with the backwards compatibility feature and see like what is enhanced, what runs great. Like that's really fun for me to do right now. But honestly, I'm really hooked on just like playing Scarlet now, playing Pokemon Scarlet. Like I'm going to try and beat the base game and then maybe get the DLC because it's just so enjoyable on the big screen TV. And it really kind of like brings them new life into a new generation. It almost feels like there's some new releases out here, but it's really just old games that are getting an awesome upgrade. That's going to be it for me. I'm going to quit yapping. I'm going to go back to playing my Switch 2. Did you guys get yours yet? Have you enjoyed it? What games have you been playing? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.